Dan il-programm huwa adattat għal kull età.
Flip the Venue is proudly brought to you by Alberta and Diz Group. Flip the Venue would like to thank Alfie's Hair Salon for Sarah's hair and makeup, Elizabeth Frankie, Diz Group for Sarah's clothes, and Vortex for Bjorn and Damien's clothes.
Welcome to Flip the Venue, the show where we create and inspire ways to make your next event that little bit more fantastic and memorable. My name is Sarah Young and I welcome you to my show. Not only do we flip venues for extravagant parties here on this show, today we are even flipping the format of the show itself. As you may have already picked up, I'm speaking in English. And there is a very good reason for this. Today, along with some future episodes, we have a very special treat for you. All the way from Los Angeles, who you've met in the previous episode at a venue in Valletta, I have invited a friend and colleague to join the planning party, all the way from LA. We welcome you back to Flip the Venue, Edgar. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, this is a truly pleasure for me. Thank you for having me.
Oh.
And I love to work with both of you.
Well, collaborations are very important now, Edgar, and
Of
you have
course.
been amazing.
Well-
You've joined the team. It's like you've been with us from the beginning.
It's true, we're gonna miss him.
We're going to miss him a lot, very much so. In addition to speaking to English, this week's flip is simply too big of a feat to contain in just one episode. So brace yourselves. This week's flip will be a double episode, so stay with us for a couple of hours, not just one. Before we introduce you to this week's concept and theme, which I must say I am in love with, let's reveal in all the historic beauty of today's location, here in the center of Malta.
This place was built in the 19th century and is situated in the central area of Malta. It is home to one of the most beautiful gardens in Malta, filled with an array of beautifully manicured flowers, orchards and greenhouses. Architecturally, the venue is a perfect marriage of both Maltese and Italian culture. Like a medieval village, a wall surrounds the gardens, keeping it private, peaceful and tranquil. The gardens are maintained and kept evergreen 365 days of the year. The Palazzo is sought after for weddings and events, and it is obvious why. Having hosted an array of fantastic events ranging from the most stylish of weddings to glittering gala dinners inside its grand ballroom, you'll find all the inspiration you need here.
I think we would all be lying if we said never in our lives have we wondered what it would be like if we were of noble royal bloodline, a member of the monarchy. Today's theme is certainly opulent and excessive, and not for the faint of hearts. We are creating a dinner for the regalest of guests. It is a themed event where the environment and its guests come together in a full circle. That's right, today we have guests joining us from all over the world, and they will be dressed to impress. They are VIPs, so our setup, our theme has to be there to greet VIPs. So, before explaining the details of this monumental flip, let's learn a little about our experts on the team today.
Introducing Bjorn. With 25 years of floral artistry, Flip the Venue's award-winning floral expert has an impressive portfolio of clients, catering for high-caliber wedding establishments and restaurants all around Malta and Gozo. Introducing Damien. With worldly experience, he is our decor expert and project manager. No project is too big for Damien and his team. In fact, the larger the event, the better. Constantly working internationally on major projects, there is nothing this man cannot do.
Edgar is a force to be reckoned with.
A-list celebrity and Hollywood designer to the stars, Edgar has an extensive and impressive client base with over 20 years of experience. He is an exceptional visionary who creates the look and feel of events ranging from the Academy Award Governors Ball and Grammys to the Disney Hall to movie premieres. And now in Malta as a special guest designer on Flip the Venue. Sarah is a luxury event planner specializing in extravagant weddings and lavish celebrations. Since 2001, Sarah and her team have planned, organized, and executed over 1,000 events and weddings. Sarah has an eye for beauty, a commitment to perfection, and a talent for detail. This magical touch has attracted some very notable and international famous clients throughout the years. Flip the Venue would like to thank
So, Edgar, welcome to our team again. How has Malta treated you? Have you seen some beautiful things apart from Flip the Venue?
Oh my God, it's been a lifetime experience.
wow.
It's like how I cannot like Malta. It's like with all these beautiful view, historical places, like wonderful food, wonderful people.
We're the best, right, Edgar? But to say that.
Of
we are.
course you are.
But I must say to you people at home, we have impressed Edgar with Malta and we should be proud of it. We're very proud of our country and we have a gem of an island. So thank you, Edgar. We're glad you're having a good experience
No,
here.
please take.
So, before we continue chatting and chatting and chatting, I think it's time to reveal our design for today because we are all very excited about this. So this is our normal procedure, Edgar, where we open and with the ribbon we give an idea of one of the colors. So we start showing the people at home. And this is the design of today. You must be thinking, what is that? I would like to, as per the norm in our program, go through the brief of the clients. So, what is the brief for today? We have VIP guests visiting the island. 25 of them or a bit more, and they work in the event industry. So, we have to impress. Okay, it's very important. When we sat all together on many Zoom calls,
Yes.
Edgar loved the garden, and so do we love the garden of this venue, but we knew it's in the evening, it's a gala dinner, so we could not risk that maybe there's a rainfall or windy or it gets chilly. We wanted our people to be comfortable. So Edgar thought, why not bring the garden to the ballroom? And this is what we have been doing.
Yes, correct.
Don't say too much, Edgar, but how are we going to do this?
Well, when you proposed me to work here in Malta in this fantastic room, I was thinking how I going to do this room because it's already done.
Yes.
What else I can do? It's like so this is one of my design tips always. Go with the flow. Don't fight your environment. So embellish more your environment. And this is what
We did.
we did.
They have to see it.
Yes. So I went back to my library and I researched a little bit about the history of the palace and also the history of the design. And I say, okay, why we don't bring, like Marie Antoinette did, some gazebos into the room? I said, so after several discussions with you, I said, okay, let's do one beautiful in the center, so it will be at the highlight of the event.
And here you go. Our theme today was the Maria Antonietta era. This is coming in the whole setup. And here we are. I must say, you had a lot of flowers to take care of.
Thousands of roses.
Thousands of roses.
And different roses, so we create like a garden.
Exactly, and thousands of euros worth, which made the perfect effect. So yes, we do like to exaggerate a bit with our setups, But if you do have the budget, it is lovely to be able to do setups like this. Apart, very quickly, because I don't want to give you too much info, because you need to see how this flip evolves. Very quickly, we did not only use the ballroom, hence why we have a double episode on this, but we also did a feature in the hallway, which you will see. We decorated basic chill out area on the balcony, changed the red room, what we call the red room, into a bar, social, chilled area for after the dinner. And we also created a photo opportunity room where they can go and take pictures and put on wigs and feel they are part of this era. So we have a lot to do, a lot to show you. Follow us. We are allowing 6 hours for today's flip. Why? Because it is a double episode, and believe me, it is double work or triple work. So let's go and see the beginning of today's flip. And here we are going to start today's flip. As we mentioned, all the program is in English because we have our special guest from LA who is a top-end VIP designer, and he's going to be using his eyes to help us design everything today. Bjorn, loads of flowers coming your way.
Hello.
Edgar, patience with us. We're a very loud bunch. I know you're very quiet.
Of course. I'm honored to be here today to flip the venue.
Good. Very exciting. We are going to start the clock. Remember, we've got 6 hours today because this is a double episode and we are tackling 3 different areas. Off we go. Let's start. Room is empty. Even the other 2. Let's go. Let's start. It is positioned, so center it for me. You know how I like my center. So center with the mirror, and then Edgar will decide how to move the furniture. But you just said this. This is going to be the back bar. Vincenzo will need at least a meter for the bar. Okay? Good? No, start it here. It will end there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Fredo. We'll talk later. I now leave you for a short ad break, but before that, don't forget to check our social media pages. Flip the Venue on Facebook and Instagram. We always have other tips and lovely images to show you, and more importantly, the competitions. We've got amazing competitions. Go in, take part, and have a chance to win.
Flip the Venue would like to thank
Let's take a look at how the teams are progressing with this week's double flip. Hello, we're waiting for movers.
Look at it.
How beautiful, huh?
Beautiful.
Ma Bjorn, amazing. So, just to explain, on top of the setup, we're going to have antique vintage plates to be in line with everything. And
Look at these plates.
Look at the
They
beauty.
match so good with our flowers.
And we have a different type of plate, 2 tables with the same type, 2 tables with the same, and then the top table will have a different type of plate. The noise in here today is incredible. I've got Anne running after Nina somewhere.
So this is something really unique. We came with this idea because we couldn't find China to fit this place, to go around on all the antique stores and find antique China to go with the flow, with the space and the flowers.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant, right?
Yes, and it's funny, Edgar, because we found some private collectors in the end. I even ravaged the family, my granddads and my aunts.
Ah, that's great.
So-
And I think when we do some private events, all these details, they have to have a kind of a meaning.
Yes, it's very
Right?
important to have
Because,
detail.
yeah, because also it's a table conversation.
Yeah. And there you go with the rumbling and the tumbling. Edgar, your movers are back. Come.
Great.
Because there's a candy shop very close here. So she's really hoping that someone takes her to the candy shop. Huh?
I'm gonna go for Nana.
You're gonna phone Nano? Yeah. Nano, to the rescue. As if Nano's gonna come to take you to the candy shop. Nano Vera, Nano Color. For today's section of fashion, I've got with me a lovely person, as always, Sam Borge, where we're going to discuss further about men's attire. However, today we're going to make it a little bit different and a little bit more fun. Sam and I, hello Sam, welcome to the
Hi,
program
Sarah.
as always. What we are going to do today is we have the models you're going to see in the fashion show. We're going to ask them to come up one by one, and Sam expertly is going to explain each and every detail and what they're appropriate for. So today you're taking over, Sam. I'm barely going to talk.
All in
okay?
my hands by the looks of things. I'll
Exactly.
do my best.
And here we have our first model for today. Sam, I'll give you the floor and you can go ahead.
Thank you very much. So this is a very interesting outfit. I'll start by pointing out that it's an SB2 suit with flat pockets. The fabric design is a herringbone. And look at the herringbone, you can see the
Yes.
stripe design coming through. If we look at the shirt, this is a hairline microstripe with a button-down collar. This very much helps in the area to maintain that collar shape.
Okay.
With regards to the tie and the pocket square, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that the tie and the pocket square have to both be matching. In reality, the most important is that you pick up the same color features. The shoes are Derby design with a lace up. If we look at the waistcoat, I think it's important to note that a waistcoat can really help to elevate the outfit.
Thank you very much. And we'll pass on to the next lovely, gorgeous models we have today.
So we move from a grey herringbone into a taupe or a brown bird's eye. This is worn with a normal collar shirt in a poplin design and non-iron. So from
Ooh,
a
I like the non-iron.
ease of care point of view, this is definitely standout.
Yes.
You can see again a mixed composition tie, so it's moving away from the pure silks, more shiny and sheen, into something which is more pastel. The pocket square again to match. These are made in northern Italy, in Como. The accessories, hugely important. Both the weave itself, where it is woven, the processes that are used, depending on the function of the outfit, whether it will perform For example, 100% compositions in wools, for example, are wonderful, they're luxurious, but in terms of everyday wear,
It's too much.
very advisable not to, because you will get pilling and fraying of the fabrics.
So if a person needs to buy a suit, what he needs it for
Yes,
is reflected in the material too.
exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll pass on to the third model of the day. I feel so honored today, all these men.
So this is a really interesting outfit. If we look, this is a twill design. It is a burgundy coloured suit.
Whoa.
So this is quite a rich design with a contrast button here.
Yes.
If we look at the waistcoat, it's single-breasted, but again, it's picking up a Prince of Wales check with a slight burgundy and taupe coming through. If we look at the micro design on the shirt, it's another poplin. If we look down at the rest of the outfit, we've gone for suede, so suede shoes and a suede belt. On different complexions, you'd be amazed that a lot of colours outside of the norm actually suit a lot of different figures and models.
Excellent. Thank you for your time. We'll go on to our fourth model for today.
One of our favourite and most versatile pieces to this outfit, which can be worn on the weekend under a quilted jacket or can be worn under a suit, is the double-breasted waistcoat. When we say double-breasted, we say double-breasted because the front chest piece comes over the other chest piece. So here we have a DB6, so that's with double-breasted with 6 buttons. You can also have on a jacket a DB8. And we've picked up the 2 highlight colours here, or the 3 highlight colours, which is the white, the pink and the brown. This is an extremely well thought out and put together outfit because it picks up, and it picks out a number of very powerful tones.
Thank you. And we'll end with our fifth model for today. Ooh, and another original colour.
So this is a beautiful colour. We're going on a lighter shade of grey here. This is another piece which is a knitwear piece actually rather than a suit waistcoat. It's in a navy colour with flat pockets, very much blues on grey. There's a floral design if we look in the tie and a micro design here on the pocket square. In this instance we have gone for a matching pocket square and tie, so it doesn't mean that it's a fashion faux pas and you can't do it. It just very much depends on the individual outfit.
For a short ad break, please do not forget to check out our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram, Flip the Venue. There are loads of competitions and more tips for you to see.
Flip the Venue would like to thank
Hello, Fredo. So you are now doing the screws, assembling this. On the other end, we have the bar set. Yes. So once you finish this, Fredo, what's next? The legs?
We make the legs, up with the top, make the legs.
And we weight it.
We weight it, yes.
Yes, and the way we designed it is that the weights will then be covered with greenery, but we want it to be safe. To give you an update. It's 2 hours, 24 minutes. What's ready now in 2 hours, 24 minutes? The gazebo is up. The 4 dinner decorations are nearly ready by Bjorn. Then all his team is going to start covering the top of this gazebo with flowers. So that's going to take a while. In the red room, we have the bar ready. But Edgar is going to come in and now finalize how the furniture should be. So we're getting there, but there's still a lot of work to be done. In the hallway, we're going to have 2 massive amphoras out here, and Bjorn's team is already working on those. These are the amphora, these are the stands for the big amphoras that will be placed over here as a welcome to the gold room, the ballroom. And this is it, this is the update. So we are 1/3 and 2.5 hours out of 6. But there's still a lot of work to go, but I am sure we're going to achieve it. What is this, you may be asking? This is what we call a photo opportunity. So we are creating a space for the people coming to the party to take some funny, fun photos. Bjorn is going to do a lovely umbrella with flowers, and they will be placed on the mantelpiece. They can grab them and then pose. And the costumes, if they like, the men can take off the jacket, wear the wig. So this is going to be the fun part. Hi Sam, welcome again to Flip the Venue. We're going to see a beautiful fashion show again today, and this is a double episode, so we're going to continue on the theme of suits. And we have our beautiful 5 models here. So we'll ask our first lovely model gentleman to come forward.
Excellent. So this is quite an interesting outfit. I think the starting point to mention here is the royal blue colour of the suit itself. Quite bold, but also quite a statement. I think the most important thing to identify here, which is quite innovative in terms of a product, is this half placket, piqué, formal collar, burgundy shirt. What you have here is something which looks like a shirt, but has all the wearability, functionality and comfort of a polo shirt and a piqué fabric.
Wow, so you're actually making men comfortable in the heat. Right?
You took the words right out of my mouth. The elastane in the fabric itself allows for a lot of stretch and movement, which means that you feel a lot easier as you're moving around, dancing, eating.
You can dance more in the evening. Excellent. Okay, so thank you very much. We will move on to our next model. Different color totally.
So this is a taupe colored suit. It's interesting to note, rather than the notch lapel, the peak lapel, we have the equivalent in the white piqué shirt, similar to what we saw in the red burgundy.
Very nice and very original color too. Again, we're out
Yes.
of the black zone, the navy blue zone, a variety as well,
Yes,
which is nice.
it's important.
Thank you very much. So we'll proceed to our third model today. Again, a very, very original color.
So daring to be different, this is a teal colored melange on the suit fabric. It's an SB2 with a contrast button. The roll neck is being worn here, and I think this is quite interesting to note. It's taking its inspiration from originally a very French wearing style. They're very good for evening weddings or evening events. In this case, the pocket square is matching to the base color of the roll neck and also to the button.
Very good, thank you very much. We'll move on to our fourth model. Oh, there we go again.
So here we move more towards a sky blue. What's interesting to note is the different fold of the pocket square. So here we've gone for what we call the 3-tip, as opposed to the push format that I'm
Like
wearing
yours.
here. What's also important is the tonality. So you've got the navy element of the suede belt and the navy suede brogues.
Very true, thank you very much. And we'll move on to our last model for today.
Interesting. So this now is a subtle overcheck design. What's very important to notice is that it's an unlined suit in an open weave. So when we say open weave, it means that the warp on the weft is allowing for breathability when the fabric is being woven.
Okay.
So for a summer wedding, this is extremely, extremely advisable from our end.
Oh, very good.
What one needs to be mindful of is that most people associate no lining with for some reason being a lower quality garment. In reality, this is the most sartorial that one can get. It's the hardest to make.
Because you don't cover what's underneath.
Exactly. So every single detail is exposed and it shows the workmanship.
On a hot day, this can be pulled out. Very nice. Very interesting. Thank you very much. And Sam, we come to the end of our corner. I hope the people at home appreciate the information we are giving. Especially the men are actually really appreciating this. And I'm surprised to find that they are messaging us and asking for more details, which we send to your people also to keep giving advice. So it is a nice corner, and we hope we've helped people with their choices for suits for men in the summer to come.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be here.
Same
And
with us.
all the details and the extra thought that goes into these things, actually, if we can help just a little bit for people to understand the do's and don'ts, then I think we're doing the right thing. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. I will leave you now to a short ad break, but don't forget to check our social media Facebook page and Instagram page. We always have extra tips, and we also have some great competitions going on. So don't miss out.
Flip the Venue would like to thank
Welcome back. Let's take a look at how the teams are progressing with this week's double flip. We are lucky enough to have Edgar again today. This event is an event for very important VIPs.
Today we have Edgar as a designer. He's a very good international designer. When I got to know that he's collaborating with us, it was really overwhelming, and I really was happy about it.
Well, normally when somebody inquires one of our designs or my design, sometimes even I have to work as a therapist because I need to know more of the person, what kind of labels they use or they don't, or what kind of taste they have. When you meet the person, you're going through all these checklists you have in your head. I said, maybe she likes the blue, oh, because she's wearing blue today. This is how I start the process to design an event, because I like to do things very cohesive. When I start the process of designing this event. In the beginning, it was a little challenge. I say, how are we going to do this? It's like so far away. I don't know the space.
Yes, there were some things that he wanted to design. He never been to the palazzo, so we had to help him to focus more on practicality and how to do things. And some things like couldn't fit in here and or couldn't be made for here. So that's something that we had to give him our ideas as well, and then he always built it upon our ideas of what we think is good for the palazzo as well.
We gave our input, he listened to our input, he adapted on our input. He has been amazing to work with, really amazing, and such a pleasure and an honor. Event designing is a relatively understated concept for us here in Malta. However, since the turn of the millennium, with life being much busier and more demanding of our time, reaching out to specialists is more or less a common thing to do. However, in other places and countries such as USA, booking a designer or a planner is at the forefront of most party hosts and hostesses. Here to talk to us about event design is none other than our special guest designer, Edgardo Zamora. Welcome. I know we call you Edgar as friends, but when I introduce you that Edgardo Zamora is amazing, no?
You made me laugh.
Yeah, it sounds more regal, and this is what you are. So I'm honored, and I keep saying this again and again in the episodes that you are here. You are huge, and I want the people at home to learn a little bit about all the funny stories you tell me as well. But this part of the program is really to give info back to the people watching us, to be able to organize that little event with a difference even in their house, in their backyard. We have beautiful properties here and people live in beautiful places, so they would like to host somebody at home. I am going to start with the first question for you. Design and creative process. How does a concept start and take form? How do you start?
Well, it's a process. When I meet a client, I work a little bit as a therapist. I like to listen more than talk about myself and talk about what I'm thinking, because that way you go with the flow, not only with the environment, if not also what they like more the client, you know, what they like to show to their guests. So this is kind of the process. And then from there, because I look at, you know, the way they dress, the way it's their house, their style, what they're driving, and then from there, I go back to my office, I sit, I see pictures. Also, always I ask them to do some kind of homework. So always I like to receive information from them and tell them what they like and what they don't like.
Like a basic mood board, Edgar, like what they, or for example on Pinterest, you know, what they like.
Something like that. Can be something like that, or can be something just, some pictures, I don't know, if they're going to a flea market, oh, I love this tablecloth.
Yeah,
Boom.
take a picture.
You know, take a picture.
So you learn more about them.
Correct. And you go to the greenhouse, I like this orchid, I love this color. So that is kind of the things I really start the process, and then I elaborate it more and create something from them.
And I'm sure you even ask them probably what they don't like. Let's say they don't have a few flowers they don't like, or a color they don't like.
It's very important for me because to know what they like and what they don't like it.
Both go together.
Both go together, exactly.
Exactly. So how much time is required for a big event? Is there a time when people should come to go to a planner or a designer? Is there a time span for you to work in your environment? You know, give us your example of timings, maybe.
Yeah, tell you the truth, I don't like to have so much time because, for example, I have people who start working a year ahead, and things been changing with time. Furniture, styles,
Fashion.
trends. So I like to more like 2 or 3 months before to start working the process. I have done celebrity weddings where we have put it together in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So this
That's
is kind of a
amazing.
challenge,
Yes,
and
of course.
I love challenges.
Yes.
I really do.
And it also depends what you have available. So if they're
Correct.
very demanding, you can't do a big production of 3 months for furniture if it's 2 weeks.
Correct.
So they have to adapt a little bit as well.
Yes.
Okay, my next question is which type of events do you gravitate and they still excite you after 30 years in the industry? You know, you have more than 30 years in the industry. Is there a specific event or something that you like more than others?
Well, something is very important for me is when my client have a trust on me,
Okay.
and when they give me a carte blanche, like they know my work. I don't have to give them so many referrals. So and they trust me. And I think it's in all kind of relationship
Yeah.
when it's a trust between two people, like you trust me and I trust you.
True.
And so you
And
give me
I'm-
carte blanche when I came here to Malta to work in Flip. I say, Edgar, do the best you can, right?
Yes, very
so
true.
it's the same thing kind of with our private clients.
And you've got clients, you know. I know you don't like to name drop, but like you've done all the Kardashian weddings and their parties. And Sting, you were telling me last time, I do all his events, his birthday parties. For us, this is a big thing, you know. For you, these people love your work so much that they actually trust you and can come to you to say, I will just call Edgar and he'll make it happen, right?
Yes, kind of like that.
Kind of like that, which is priceless.
Yes.
Because a return client, in my opinion, proves that you have a very good relationship with these clients.
Yeah, this is a key thing to have a good relationship with your clients because they will come back. And that is after 30 years, I have done, for example, some of them, the wedding, their baby shower, their communion or the bar mitzvah,
Yeah.
and then the wedding of the kids.
Oh my
and
God.
it's like
I'm still
I'm going
getting
on and
to
on.
that one, Edgar. I have a client who told me, you know what, I think in 3 years you have to do my daughter's wedding. I'm like, already? So that is crazy, how
Yes.
the generations evolve. But it's nice to see this because it proves that you have an amazing rapport. And this is very important for the people seeing us from home, that if they trust the supplier, then they keep using the supplier because the supplier knows them. He doesn't need to start from scratch.
Correct.
Again. So, what inspires you when you are designing for your clients? What do you go and look at to get inspired?
Well, I'm looking on most of the time on the place where I'm working on, and I like to go with the flow. I don't like to fight the environment. And then, like I said before, I take in of what they like more, and I transform, I put on the board, work on it, and voila. And there it's like...
And do you like art? Do you see travel giving you inspiration?
all
So
the
much.
time.
All the
Travel,
time.
I'm an avid traveler, and I always pick some details in architecture or colors or a wallpaper or...
It's true, and this is very true. When we were walking in Milan before the last conference,
Yeah.
he stopped to take a shop window picture and this, and I could tell you're being inspired. Your brain was thinking this could be. You remember when we saw the bike, for example, and you said this is perfect for a child's party.
Yes.
So I think travel is very good as well. Especially for you being a designer who needs to always come up with new ideas.
Yes, correct.
It's not easy,
It's not easy, but I love it. And it's part
and
of...
it shows.
Yeah.
It shows.
Thank you.
So, are you able to provide us with an insight into the constraints associated with working with Hollywood and its people? So, I know I'm throwing this here today because we have another interview with you in the next flip. But are they easy to work with? These big stars that you work with, like Justin Bieber, Madonna, the list took you smile because you don't like me mentioning them. Are they easy to work with? Are they difficult? Do they let you expose their work? And do you have any juicy story to tell us how sometimes it doesn't always go right, but from something comes something else.
Yes, like all the celebrities, they have their own personalities, and not only them, also the people they working with them, the personal assistants and the mother-in-law and all that thing. But yes, it's been quite situation sometimes in my work. I can tell you some anecdotes.
Okay, so tell us a story where something bad happened, but something good comes out of it. Is that possible?
Yes. So many years ago, I was working for a power broker of the TV show Friends. Are you familiar?
We
right?
all know Friends and we all love Friends. Okay.
So I was doing his son bar mitzvah
Okay.
in his private estate in Bel Air.
I'm sure it was small.
Well, so everybody was on cocktails, having fun, and the theme of the night was underwater. So it was very fun theme for a kid. And so I transported tennis court in like an underwater theme.
Wow.
And I create this beautiful silk screen frescoes all the way around with fishes, and was wonderful, and water walls and aquarium on the table. So I create this big pedestal with a big aquarium on top
For each table?
for each table.
Dinner table. Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
So music start playing and people start coming in, and I was like checking, and one of the things I like when I do an event is to be close to the entrance, because my big reward is when the
smile.
people going in and they say, wow, like that is my big reward always.
I understand.
So people that were coming in and everybody like, wow, 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 and like, oh, this is so cool. And so people start sitting and the music was boom, 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 boom. Like, and I looking through the party and I see my aquarium, like the water start like shaking a little bit. I say, oh my God. And I say, so I call my producer, I said, please have the music down a little bit, because the aquarium, they're shaking. And like, and she say, no, I can't. Like, please, Mary, please, we need to lower down the volume. The bass is very, very strong. What's happened, I see across the room, one of the aquarium start cracking.
And who was on this table?
Number one table.
Oh my God.
All the cast of Friends was there.
All the cast, so
All the
Jennifer,
cast of Friends,
Aniston, all of them.
All of them was there. I said, oh my God, Madonna Santa, like, please help me. So what I ran into, and one of the waiters had the brilliant idea to pick up the aquarium from the lip. Never do that, please. Never.
And neither of us, because it breaks.
So all the water and the rocks and the fish were
On
the table.
with the dresses and the dinner.
everything. And like I was paralyzed for like a second, and say, okay, let's redo it. So I changed it over. Like
You had
in
an
like-
extra aquarium and everything.
Yeah, always I have extras stuff.
That is amazing.
Just in case something happened. So
Oh my God, I'm feeling bad.
yeah, I have an extra tablecloth.
So they got up, moved back,
They moved back.
and you were like, doom, 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 doom.
Yeah. I have a couple people with me, like, let's do it, let's flip this over.
Oh my God.
And so we did it. So after that, I feel so bad. I say, oh my God, this is the end of my career. I need to go to LAX and take the first plane back home. Like, how am I going to do this? And I got in the walkie-talkie my client, my producer, Mary. I say, Edgar, I want to meet you in the kitchen.
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
"Oh
That's
my
it.
God, this
That's
is it. I'm done. So, and she looked at me very seriously and said, Edgar, come over here. Like, I said, okay, yeah, somebody want to meet you. So I turned around and was right there, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. I said,
Oh my God.
and I said, oh my God.
Yes.
Like, well, we would like to meet you. they introduce themselves.
I know who you are.
Yes, of course. And say, and we're very impressed at how you turn the situation into a good thing. No fish was dead, and so because of that, and how you improve the situation, we like to hire you for our wedding.
Oh my God, so from a table disaster to a celebrity top well-known wedding.
Correct.
Well done.
Yes.
But this is amazing. You actually gave me shivers because, being in the industry, I could imagine every step of the way.
Oh my God.
Well done. And then you did their wedding, and I'm sure it was
yes,
beautiful.
It was wonderful.
It didn't last forever, but I'm sure it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and I bring fish again.
And you bring fish again.
Not on the table to eat. I did a pond.
You did a pond. Well, it makes sense, no?
Yeah.
The fish to the fish. Excellent, Edgar. I will be meeting you again in another episode. I have a few more questions, but can you come up with some of these stories? Because I must admit,
of course.
this was amazing to hear. And I'm sure the people at home really enjoyed it and look forward to more gossip from the film stars in our next programs. Thank you very much. I cannot thank you enough for being here with us. You're a breath of fresh air. You're a font of knowledge, and it's an honor for all of us to get to know you and work with you. Thank you, Edgar.
You're very welcome.
I now leave you for a short ad break, but before that, don't forget to check our social media pages. Flip the Venue on Facebook and Instagram. We always have other tips and lovely images to show you, and more importantly, the competitions. We've got amazing competitions. Go in, take part, and have a chance to win.
Flip the Venue would like to thank
The time is now 5 hours, 49 minutes. I don't think we're going to manage in our 6 hours, but this setup is so beautiful, it is worth it. And we had so much work to do. And it's not easy when you have a designer helping you. There's Bjorn's artistic, my element in, I don't like this, I don't like that. So put together, we've changed a few things around and made it even more beautiful than we expected. So, but the time is 5 hours, 15 minutes now. So we'll see what time we're gonna finish. So basically what we're doing now is preparing the seating plan for these VIPs who have this dinner. A table plan is a very complicated piece of work because you need to make sure always that at least on the right or the left, somebody has somebody familiar next to him and he's happy to be next to them. But we've managed.
Yeah.
We did a very good job. We've balanced everybody out equally. So, as you can see, this gazebo is nearly complete. There's a big mess, but we always have a mess if we want to have a lovely job done in the end. So, my little pretty Anne is still around. Look, Bjorn said this is how he's going to do it for your wedding. Not for no many years to come. Look, my daughter wants it for her birthday. And the flip for today is ready. 6 hours, 42 minutes. Yeah, Edgar's like, oops, went over the 6 hours. But I think it was worth it. A lot of work.
I didn't think we had done it in this time.
Yes, only in 6 hours. But let's not give too much detail, because in our extra, we are going to debrief and say why we ran a little bit late, what we did extra, what we changed. But we hope you liked the flip. And come and see, we're switching off this, finally. Bye-bye. Come and see this beauty. Edgar and Bjorn, come with me. Look at this. This is why Edgar is so amazing, because he tells you put a gazebo in a gold ballroom. And come and see this room that we transformed. Actually, Edgar repositioned the furniture. Bjorn made this beautiful amphora, just greenery. Edgar's idea not to put flowers because Sarah likes to put flowers. And we're gonna have the DJ over here. So now the sound will come in and set up and do a sound check later on. He's not tired yet, I'm exhausted. After a double flip for this lovely double episode. These gorgeous amphoras are in keeping, right, Edgar?
Yes, perfect.
In keeping within there. Outside there, we showed you before, is just gonna be a smoker's area. And we can tell everybody bye. Wow. And this is what they are going to see when we open the doors tonight.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
What an epic flip. I'm looking at you too. Damien is not here because he had to be away, but we did have his people in the project as well.
In spirit.
In spirit, yes. We always joke when he's
I
not here.
know.
He's very busy. He's always abroad sometimes. But then he comes and honors us with his presence. I think this flip was amazing. One of my favorites ever.
Even mine.
Even yours.
And mine too. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing the team we create, and was amazing this location.
Yeah. This location is beautiful. And also, Edgar, you know, we both came from travel commitments. It hasn't been easy. We've been on the go all the time. Making these things happen in such time constraints. So let me not give that away so much. Let's start with our normal debriefing, okay? So we have these 3 questions, as you know, Edgar. The first one is, did we finish on time? No, we didn't. We gave it 6 hours. And we finished a little bit over. But you know what? This is our challenge.
Yes.
It's no big deal. We could have made it seem we finished in 6 hours, not doing the extra detail of the end. But we are not like that.
Yeah.
We like to go over.
It's good, it's reality at the end.
It's reality.
When people gonna see that flip, they will say that
Oh my God.
6 hours was not enough.
I think we did miracles.
Actually,
Yeah.
like that.
All that in 6 hours.
42 minutes
Yes,
is nothing.
Exactly. And it's not the challenge is for us, you know?
Yes.
Just so that we can time ourselves
Yes.
and make us move faster. But I think what we produced in these 6 hours, 42 minutes is amazing. Now, I like to ask, did we have any unexpected challenges?
Well, one of the challenges I have to face is like I'm a furniture designer.
Yeah.
So the industry is not that elaborate like it is in the USA. I have a huge warehouse, 120,000 square meters. So I have
Paradise.
filled with goodies. So when I come here, the furniture is more limited, but I make it work.
Yes.
And looks wonderful. And then
Yes, and we did the touch of modern in the Red Room, but
Correct.
then you managed to work with the furniture itself, which was amazing to see, you know? We were
the
both
way
like,
it was
Edgar,
moved.
see what you can do with this furniture, make it happen. And you did.
Yeah.
And you know, you asked me every now and then, I'm like, okay, you don't like this. But then in the end, it was his say, because it's not easy to see your vision as well unless you're in the place.
Yeah, and exactly. This place is a historical place here in Malta, and also all the furniture they have is all unique pieces, and one of the
works so hard.
kind. And,
Yeah.
you know, perhaps you don't appreciate, or the people don't appreciate because they see every day.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
coming from another country where we don't have these antiques,
Yeah.
this is so
True, eh?
special.
He's very right. We see them so often. We work so often in this venue that we say, oh, this is just the antique chair over there.
Exactly.
You know? But for you, you pick the best, the ones that could be used, because some of these pieces cannot be used.
Yeah.
And we did a lovely setup in there with that. The nice thing I liked about this flip was that we did a lot of rooms. So there was the red room, the ballroom was absolutely stunning. The hallway had an impression. This simple chill out area on the terrace looked magnificent, and people used it in the evening.
Correct.
This flip, you're very lucky. You actually saw the people in the evening celebrated in it, because we created it for a VIP event. So this flip was for our clients. You know, in fact, we were actually for the first time partying in an event instead of watching people have fun, drink champagne and eating the food we designed. But even that, I must say, I think was amazing, because the venue paired up the food team perfectly with your Maria Antonietta team.
Oh my God, the food was flawless.
With the presentation and
Yes.
the flower. Flowers, Bjorn, how many did you use? Do you have an idea of how many? Thousands, eh?
Thousands of roses.
I know.
Different roses. I chose the baby roses, David Austin roses,
To get the feel
normal roses from Ecuador, from Colombia.
everywhere. They've
Just
come all over.
to make a nice match together, so they look like grown up in a garden.
Yeah. And well done. His design and your doing just was fantastic.
I never thought to put a gazebo in the ballroom.
Yeah. Well, actually,
I was
this is
imagining the Baroness of Boissier to see
Yes.
that gazebo in there.
I'm
That's
sure
what I
she
was
was
thinking.
watching
She
and
would
know.
be so proud.
Very proud. And also, this is something we should say maybe, but the challenge we had was in the first designs that Edgar sent were amazing, but were not possible. In the end, us all together on Zooms, we managed to come up with something different. I found an angel who could produce the metal gazebo for us at such short notice, and he was brilliant.
With perfection.
With perfection. He's done it perfectly. We got it then assembled by Damien's people. So it all worked out in the end.
Yes.
Always improvising, like I say, solutions, not problems.
No
right?
problem, exactly.
Not problems, Edgar says. Would we have done anything different? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think we did enough.
Yes.
I think this was enough.
And all the guests like
Love.
enjoy it and love it, and
Loved it.
they keep sending messages what a wonderful time they have, and
Yes.
that is
That
our
was
reward.
Very, 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 very big.
Are
reward.
you happy?
I'm very happy.
I'm super happy.
Okay, good. Me too. So, we will leave you there for this week. We hope you enjoyed our double episode, and it was worth the double episode. And I must remind you to follow us on our social media handles. Flip the Venue, Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget, we have amazing competitions every week over there. So follow us there too. See you next week.
Flip the Venue is proudly brought to you by Alberta and Diz Group. Flip the Venue would like to thank Alfie's Hair Salon for Sarah's hair and makeup, Elisabetta Franke, Diz Group for Sarah's clothes, and Vortex for Bjorn and Damien's clothes.